finally live. Yay! It's working. My camera did not want to talk to Facebook tonight, but apparently we finally got that sorted out. I'm Linda Easthouse. I'm one of the coaches with Reclaim Your Life Coaching. If you're watching this live, please put something in the chat box there and let me see it. If you're watching the replay, please hit hashtag replay so that we know you're there. And please let me know what you think as we go along here. I'll try to keep an eye on the comments, but when I start thinking, my mind's going. I don't necessarily remember to look at the comments, but I will look at them afterwards and go through anything. So please feel free to put comments and questions in there as you go. So make that work for however it works for you, but I will definitely check them and get back to you on them. So today's topic is confidence. And confidence is something that many people really struggle with. Most people I know want more of it, including myself. It's always a little intimidating to get on here, but this is a good example of how we get confidence, because you're going to see that as we go along here. Most of us really aren't sure where we're going to find it. It's not like you can just pop into Costco and pick up a package of confidence and you have confidence. It doesn't work that way. So there's also this question of, is it confidence? Is it self-esteem? Is it self-sabotage? Is it doubt? And how do those play together? And what's the difference? For me, confidence is the ability to do what we want to do, what I want to do, in the way I want to do it, and not let fear interfere with that. Not let doubt or self-esteem or anything else interfere with that. So confidence is the ability to do what we want to do, whether or not all those other things are there. Some people think that's kind of bordering on courage, and I think courage and confidence have a lot together, a lot of shared characteristics. But confidence is really just about being able to put yourself out there and say or do or feel or react. Well, actually not react. We don't really want you to react. We want you to respond in an appropriate way. So what are some of the signs or cues that you might actually be lacking in confidence? Some of the things that would say, you know what, let's pour a big dose of confidence into your coffee in the morning and down it goes to give you confidence. Well, it's not quite that easy. We wish it were, but it's really not that much more difficult. So what are some of those cues? Number one, you spend more time thinking about what you would like to do than actually trying to do it or doing it. So if you spend a lot of time thinking about, I wish I could do that, I'd like to do that, maybe I could try it this way, but you never actually get to doing it, that's a lack of confidence. If you don't do something because you're scared of failing or scared of feeling rejected, that's a lack of confidence. If you criticize yourself a lot, there's a certain amount of self-criticism that's useful, but if you're tearing yourself down and beating yourself up a lot, that's a lack of confidence. On the other hand, if you let yourself off the hook and don't follow through because you come up with some excuse and you don't keep your commitments and you always have some reason why you can get away with that and you don't hold yourself accountable, that's also a lack of confidence. When you compare yourself to others and then you see yourself as coming up short, and you go, well, my girlfriend does this and she does her lives and they're awesome, they're amazing, they're great, and I get on and I stumble and I say wrong words, and that's a lack of confidence. If you never feel like you're good enough and you don't do something because you feel like you're not good enough, that's a lack of confidence. Let me tell you right now, having confidence, feeling confident, is not about how you look, not about what you wear. It's not about having a title or a degree or enough courses or enough studies or enough training. It's none of those things. Let me tell you right now, I already have a whole bunch of degrees and they'll never feel enough. But it doesn't actually add to my confidence to have them. I know people who have no degrees and do amazing. And I learned along the way that at some point you need to stop gathering degrees and gathering courses and gathering more information and start doing something, because you gain your confidence in doing. There's the real key. You gain confidence by doing. Not quite that simple. There's some other steps to it, but that's the real key, is you gain confidence by doing. So 3 steps to confidence. 1, do it. Confidence comes from actually taking action. So stop thinking about it. Stop worrying about it. Stop criticizing yourself about it. Don't let yourself off the hook for any reason. Don't compare yourself to the other people that might do it better, because there will always be someone who does it better, no matter how good you are. And don't feel like you're not good enough, because somebody needs to hear your voice. Somebody needs to see what you're doing. Somebody needs you to do what you can do for them. Just go and do it. But the key in going to do it is don't judge yourself while you're doing it or after you've done it. If you want confidence, do it and accept the fact that it is what it is. It's the way it is. It's the best you could do at the moment, and there will be ways to improve it. But none of this, I'm not good enough. Oh, I blew that. Oh, I couldn't do that. I better not do that again because it might not be perfect. Stop the judging. We need to simply do the action and put it out there and let it be. Obviously, do your best. But don't judge yourself, because there'll always be people who are better than you. So, confidence comes by taking action and not judging yourself over it. Nobody's perfect, and you shouldn't expect yourself to be perfect. Now, me as a semi-perfectionist, at least let's say a recovered semi-perfectionist, I've never been a real perfectionist, but I have very high expectations and standards for myself, and I used to try to be perfect, and I learned that really doesn't work very well, so I'm a recovered semi-perfectionist. Nobody else really expects you to be perfect. Nobody out there is perfect. I can tell you that. I've met a lot of high up people, and I can assure you they're not perfect either. So let go of that. You don't need it. Not a worry. You need to accept you for who you are, for where you are in your journey, and for what you have to offer right now. Acceptance is the first step in cultivating the mindset that allows you to carry out the action and not judge yourself. And by doing actions, you gain confidence. You can read the manual on how to ride a bike. You can watch videos on how to ride a bike. You can watch other people riding a bike. You can know everything there is to know about it. But until you actually get on that bike and do it a few times, you won't have any confidence about it. Once you've done it a few times, you've ridden around the block a few times, you've gone down town and back a few times, you're pretty confident that you can ride a bike. But the confidence comes in the doing, not in the knowing. Yes, it's really helpful to know things, and most of us study a lot and know a lot of things. But the confidence comes from the doing and accepting that you've done your best and not judging yourself, and knowing that next time you'll try again and you'll probably be better, because the more confidence you have, the better you get. The more you try it, the more confidence you get, and it becomes this lovely building cycle of confidence. And yes, you will blow it absolutely sometimes, and that's okay. But you don't judge yourself over it. You don't beat yourself up over it. You simply accept that that one didn't go so well. Very sorry. I will try better next time. And you get up and you do it again. You all know that if you fall off a bike, or you fall off a horse, or you have a car accident, you have to get back in there and do it again, or you will lose your confidence. It's in the doing, without the judgment, that you gain confidence. And a lot of that's really about accepting who you are, accepting that your expectations will be very different than other people's expectations, that other people will put expectations on you, but you know what? What other people think of you is none of your business. Let me say that again. What other people think of you is none of your business. You can only compare yourself against you. You don't compare yourself to others. You compare yourself to you. And as long as you are working towards being a better you every time, you're in the right place, you're doing the right thing, and you will gain confidence. Confidence comes from doing without the judging, and with accepting that you are doing the best you can do for where you are and what you know and the level of confidence you have, but every time you do it, you gain more. So don't worry about what other people think. If I worried about what other people thought, I would not be doing any lives, because I know I'm not perfect. I don't have the face of a star. I'm not mesmerizingly oratory like some of the top level speakers are. But I have a message, and a lot of people really appreciate it, and I feel like it's something that was given to me to share, and I want to share it. I've been through a lot of experiences. I've been through a lot of failures. And as Thomas Edison said, a failure is simply a learning step. And therefore, we've learned a lot because we've been through a lot of failures. And that confidence comes because I've done it. I've looked at myself and said, oh, I could fix this, I could fix that, I could do this better next time, but I didn't beat myself up over it. I simply went, oh well, wasn't perfect, but that's okay. Somebody's going to benefit from it anyway. Somebody's going to be helped by it anyway, and we'll carry on. So remember, what other people think of you does not matter. And what other people think of you is not your business. That's why, as far as I'm aware, most of the stars and the big boys and, the rich and famous people, they don't read the newspaper reviews about them. They don't read the reviews about their play or their movie or their song, because they know perfectly well what other people think of them doesn't matter. They compare themselves to them and say, I could have done better, or I can do better, or I will learn to do better. You compare yourself to yourself and to the best version of you that you can be, and you work towards becoming that. And the more you do, the more you'll get that. So, short and sweet. Confidence comes from doing without the judgment, without worrying about what other people think or say, and by accepting who you are and working towards becoming the best version of you that you can be. So, where do you go to get confidence? You go inside and you start doing. You don't go, you know what, maybe I should try that, but, I'll feel better about it next week. No, just go do it. And then next week you'll do it better. But until you take that first step, you'll never know. So, confidence comes from doing. Go and do it. That's how kids get confidence in school. They get confidence by actually doing it. When they start out reading, they're really hesitant and not very confident about it. But the more they do it, the better they get. And the more they feel good about doing it, and the more practice they have, the more confidence they get in it. Because they said, oh, I could do it yesterday, I can do it again today. So, with that in mind, what I would like you to do is forget about what everybody else says. Forget about all the things you beat yourself up about in the past. Go look in the mirror, stare yourself in the eyeball, and figure out what makes you special, what makes you unique, what you do well, and go and do it. Whether that's encouraging somebody, whether that's doing something for somebody, whether that's writing a play, whether that's recording a song, whether that's just serving and caring for your family, whether that's doing your job as best as you can do and providing your unique talents in that. We all have gifts, we all have talents, we all have abilities, and we need to just do them. Maybe your ability is compassion, maybe it's intelligence, maybe it's problem solving, whatever it is, just go and do it. And while you're doing it, every morning, look in that mirror and say, I am, and whatever it is that you have decided is your unique ability. So if you're really good at compassion and helping other people feel loved and needed in a way that builds them up and doesn't make them dependent, then you would say, I am compassionate, and go and spend your day that way. If you're really good at problem solving, I am a good problem solver, and go and face your day that way. Take the action, stop the judgment, and you'll get confidence. That's all for today. Thanks for joining me, and please comments in the comment box. I'll be happy. I'm going to go take a look there and answer them all for you. I don't see any showing up here, but you know what? The whole comment box thing doesn't even show up here. So I guess we'll figure out comments later, but put the comments below and I will hang around for a few minutes and we can have a conversation in the message, in the comments there. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central. Every week we're going to do just a little short one like this. It's not going to be big, long. It's not a whole big podcast, just a little something to encourage you and help you on your week. See you next week.